By now, you've noticed Microsoft Copilot showing up everywhere, inside your apps, on your taskbar, in the Start menu, even the Edge browser. It seems to be practically everywhere. Or maybe you're wondering what is the difference between this icon and this one. But the big question still remains, how do you use Copilot? Does it cost anything? And is it even worth it? This video breaks down what Microsoft Copilot is and shows you a few practical ways to use it in your everyday life. To begin, whenever you hear Copilot, think it's Microsoft's version of AI, and this AI can do a lot of cool stuff. So to fully understand what Copilot is, let's start off by first defining what is a chatbot. In simple terms, a chatbot is a computer program that's been designed to simulate a conversation, which in turn leads us to what exactly Copilot is. In simple terms, Copilot is a chatbot that lets you have a conversation while doing such tasks as researching topics, creating documents, creating images, and Copilot has been integrated and is built into various Microsoft apps. Put another way, Copilot's intent is to be your go-to companion for answering questions, brainstorming ideas, solving problems, creating documents, creating presentations, spreadsheet analysis, sparking ideas, and even having conversations. Think of Copilot as being a helpful sidekick that has a deep knowledge about everything. Let's look at some examples of Copilot because when you see it in action, it will help you understand. To start off, let's open Copilot. And you can do that by clicking on the Copilot icon on your taskbar, or open Copilot from your Start menu. When you open Copilot, you'll be greeted with this screen, and all you have to do is type in what you want. By chance you're a ChatGPT user, this screen will look very familiar. Let's get warmed up and get a sense of what Copilot can do by pretending we work at a digital marketing agency and we need to brainstorm a few ideas for a new client, which happens to be the local coffee shop located in Anywhereville. You're stuck and you can't think of what to do. So we can type in a prompt like this. You work at a digital marketing agency, brainstorm and generate some ideas on how to promote a new client. It's a coffee shop located in Anywhereville. Come up with a few promotional topics, business plans, or unique angles for storytelling and promoting the company. Go ahead and click here to see what we get. Okay, so let's say we're not satisfied with our first result, so we'll ask Copilot to try again. Notice we have this option of Think Deeper, which forces Copilot to dive beyond the surface of a topic to explore its nuances, underlying principles, and the broader implications. I wonder where they got that idea from. This time, let's click on Think Deeper and see what we get. Okay, so it does look a little better. All right, now that you have an idea of what Copilot can do, let's move on and see what else it can do. Copilot can also create images. For example, let's say the owner of this coffee shop likes sloths and wants to have an image of a sloth drinking a cup of coffee. How about we type in this prompt, go ahead and run it, and let's see what we get. Okay, gotta admit, that's not too bad. Next up for our case study, let's say we have to create a marketing presentation for the coffee shop. How about we type in a prompt like, you need to create a presentation for the client, and can you create one? Let's go ahead and enter it and see what we get. All right, not too bad. But now let's push things a bit and ask Copilot to create the actual PowerPoint presentation. Oh no, it seems like we've reached some type of limit. What shall we do? Well, enter Copilot 365. But what exactly is Copilot 365? Think of Copilot 365 as an upgraded, more powerful version of the regular Copilot. It's like Copilot on steroids. It can do more, and it's integrated directly into Microsoft apps like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Again, the best way to understand it is to see it in action. Let's start by opening Copilot 365 from the Start menu, and make sure you click on this icon. Once it's open, click the Copilot icon over here on the left. At first glance, Copilot 365 looks pretty similar to the standard Copilot, but it comes with a few extra features. For instance, you have these pre-made ready prompts, and if you scroll down and click this icon, you'll open this full prompt gallery chock full of ready-made suggestions. For a side-by-side comparison, let's try running the same prompts we used earlier for our coffee shop and see if Copilot 365 delivers anything different or better. To save us some time, I'll paste in the prompts and speed up the screen a bit. You can pause the video if you want to read any specifics. So here's our first prompt and the results. The second prompt, here's our results. The third prompt of making an image. And the fourth prompt. Now this is interesting. If we pause here, it looks like Copilot 365 gave us a different result and went ahead and created the presentation for us. All right, so that's different. So how about we download it just to see what we get? Okay, gotta admit, it's kind of flat and it does need some work. But let's change gears here and talk about how we can use Copilot in different ways. What we mean by that is if you don't want to use Copilot 365 like you see demonstrated here, you can use it directly within your apps. For example, if you open up PowerPoint, notice the Copilot icon in the upper right-hand corner. Go ahead and click on it, and you'll notice you have the option to create a presentation. So we'll go ahead and click on that. Let's paste in a prompt, generate it, and see what we get. Okay, not too bad. Granted, the results could use some refinement. For example, we could use the designer option to fix things up a bit. We'll leave that as a homework assignment. For now, let's move on and check out what else we can do with Copilot. If we jump over to Excel, here we have a spreadsheet with some sales data, and now the client wants to know the total sales for each category. We can start by clicking on the Copilot icon, and the one wrinkle in all this is that your autosave needs to be turned on. So once that's complete, we're ready to go, and how about we type in our prompt? And how about that? Copilot was kind enough to create a chart for us. But if that's not quite what we want, we can try again, this time asking Copilot to create a table for us showing the total sales for each category. There we go, much better. Let's move on and see what Copilot gives us in Microsoft Word. So here we are in Word, and oh no, it seems like Copilot isn't active. Whatever shall we do? Well, how about we ask Copilot about how to fix Copilot? And we can type in this prompt. How can we enable Copilot in Microsoft Word? This is interesting. It looks like we have some good information to work with, but it seems like checking the options would be a good place to start. So let's try there. Let's go ahead and click on File, Options, Copilot, and check that out. Not sure why it's disabled, but let's check the box to see what we get. And there we go. It looks like Copilot is now ready to cooperate. So we can click on the Copilot icon, and let's just say in this case, we have to create a proposal for the coffee shop describing our marketing plan, and we can use this prompt. And just like that, there we go. Our proposal has been created. Now we can just insert it and make a few modifications. But a big word of caution here. Even though we've seen that Copilot can really lend us a hand and do some cool stuff, don't go overboard with your requests. Why? Because what they don't tell you is that every time you send a request through an app, you're charged 1 credit. Your total number of credits depends on your plan. For example, I'm using the Microsoft 365 Family Plan, which gives me access to Copilot and 60 credits per month. Let's face it, these plans can get a bit confusing, so let's walk through them real quick. You can also get Copilot Pro for $20 a month, and this page right here will show you the difference between the free plan and the paid plan. But you can go one step further and use Copilot for Business. Probably the biggest feature there is a full integration into your company's tools and workflows. And you can see all that listed on this page. I'll drop all the links in the description so you can check them out if you want. Now, personally, the more I look into Copilot, the more I realize the naming system Microsoft uses is just kind of all over the place. It does get confusing. So at some point, I stopped caring about what it's called and just focused on what Copilot can actually do. Just saying. All right, that'll do it. Hopefully this video has shed some light and gives you a better understanding of how to use Copilot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and feel free to check out this video.